Great to be back off holiday. New into stock, we have an Audi A5 2-litre TFSI SE Technik Sportback, and it's the Quattro. It's a 5-door. It's 5-door and it's with a sloping back, so it doesn't look like a 5-door. It looks like a coupe or a 2-door coupe. 2014 on a 14 plate, one owner from new, lovely spec, great colour, unusual colour. I think it's called Merlot. It's either Merlot, Bordeaux, something like that, named after a wine anyway. I'll tell you the exact mileage, but it's about 59,000 miles. I think it's 59,750, something like that. Fuel economy, urban 32.1, extra urban 53.3, and combined is 42.8. 0 to 60 time of 6.5 seconds, top speed of 152 miles per hour out of a 222 brake horsepower 16 valve engine. Road tax, 6 months £110, 12 months is 200, and it's MOT'd until the 24th of the 7th 2020. As I say, it's a really nice car. I've been using it for the last couple of days since I got back from holiday. I usually use a diesel. Going back to using a petrol, it's quite different, but it's absolutely beautiful to drive. It really is, and it's lovely inside. The car's absolutely mint. We've got front parking sensors, multi-spoke alloys. We've got the chrome or the bright work round the windows, the shade band at the top. Electric boot release. Real nice big boot. It's a hard load cover there, and the other part of it that slots into place when you shut the tailgate. So some cars, some hatchbacks, when you open them up and you've got the load cover across, it's difficult to load in, but part of this lifts up with the tailgate, so it makes it nice and easy to get stuff in. Back seats split independently of each other in a 60-40 configuration. It's a really nice, well thought out car. It's integrated boot spoiler there, twin exhausts, and also parking sensors in the rear bumper. Quite easy to get in the back for a coupe especially. It doesn't slope too much over the rear doors, so you don't crack your head when you're getting in. Lovely seats, light silver grey leather. It's got the Isofix child seat anchor points in the back here, rear armrest, and if we just flip that down, I won't take it out, but there's a first aid pack in the back there. Hopefully you'll never need it. Nice high seat backs, good headrest, good visibility, and with it being light silver grey, it's nice, light and airy in the back, so don't feel claustrophobic at all. Hard plastic backs on the front driver's seat and passenger seat, and it's also sculpted so that you've got more leg room. I'll just take you a ride in it. Two keys, key slots in the dash like so. As long as you've got your foot on the clutch, the car will start up. So just as it's coming, really, very, very nice and clean. The leather's unmarked. Car drives absolutely beautiful. It's full service history, which I'll cut into the description because I've forgotten to bring. However, if we just go, let's just see if we can just find it. Okay, go car, vehicle settings, servicing and checks. Click on that. Service intervals, and it says next oil change in 11,400 miles or 369 days, or next inspection 10,900 and 381 days. Somehow that's got a little bit out of sync, but so we've got nav there. Let's just see, there we go. Height and reach adjustable steering wheel, and I'll just take you for a ride in it. Now Audis, I've probably said this before, but I have a tendency to be setting off while I'm pulling the seatbelt on. Unfortunately, if you do that in the Audi, you see there the handbrake stays on. If, however, you've got your seatbelt on and it's clicked in and you set off, then the handbrake goes off. So make sure you've got your seatbelt off, otherwise you end up shooting forward. I have been using this vehicle for a couple of days, and it really is nice. As I said before, I usually use a diesel, but going back to this petrol especially, you do notice the difference in acceleration and probably quietness as well. Not quite comfortable. Seat height adjuster on the side and so on. It's manual seat adjustment. We'll just get the door mirrors working right, so that's, check them at the same time, so that's okay. Knock it over to that one. Yep, that one's working too. The windows are kind of pillarless, although you've got the B pillar here. The windows themselves are frameless, so it's a frameless door. It's, I think probably Audis were one of the first, if not the first, to have flush glass and bonded screens and so on. Now, listen to this. And that's also a handy feature, that beeping telling me that perhaps I should cut that out, that I'd just gone over the speed limit. But on the dash here, on the sat-nav, you can see there it's telling you it's 70 mile an hour limit along here, and that lady with the children in it doesn't bother her, but anyway. And then on the dash, when you exceed that speed limit, a little warning comes up in the centre in your information panel there. So that's a really good feature. Nice 6-speed box, and the gearbox is sublime. It really is. It's just such an easy change. Nice light clutch, and you don't have to. I suppose I'll stop there. You don't have to force it in gear. It just finds its own way, really, as long as you're pushing in the right direction. One of those people that when they're going to turn right 10 miles up the road, they stay in the outside lane. The seats are nice, built up, so they don't exactly look like sports seats, but they do the same job. Very, very comfortable, and it is beautiful leather. And also, being the Quattro 4-wheel drive, it just corners, goes around bends, goes around corners. You just never feel like you're going to slide. And this corner here, especially when it's wet, is particularly slippy. But you can just plant it into the bends, and you're round. Go up the M6, got left hand side coolant temperature, that's far left coolant temperature. Then we've got the rev counter there, information display in the centre telling us how far got to go before I need to refuel there, the time, what's playing on the audio, and then on the right hand side you've got your speedo, and then fuel gauge. It is funny driving a car that'll rev to virtually 7,000 revs. There's red line in it kind of thing, but when you've been used to driving a diesel with low end torque, it does make a difference. But I'm going to start using this car myself. It's really lovely. Although it's very tempting to put your foot down, No, 16.6.5 seconds. It's not really much interest to me. I always set off early, so I've no need to speed really. It's only when I'm testing the cars, just to try and show you what they'll do. Nice front central armrest, 2 cup holders here, and that front one here will hold a large Starbucks, a venti latte. Got here, let's see, so that's one touch cruise as well. That's particularly something I like, rather than having to switch it on then set it. By the time you've done all that, you've got to knock it off and slow down again. So that's let's just see. So we're set there, we're in 6th, we're doing just over 2,000 revs, really quiet, and car drive's absolutely beautiful. Windy day in the UK today, very little wind noise, very little tyre noise. I say the colour Merlot or Bordeaux, something like that, and it's in particular it's like a deep red wine colour. Perhaps it's burgundy. Who knows? But when the sun's on it, it's a beautiful metallic shine. This chap's just making it difficult for me to get into this lane. There we go. And this next section of motorway, coming off the roundabout here, is like a left, right, so on. And as I say, with the Quattro, with the 4-wheel drive, they are so good, so nice to drive. And to be fair, even with the 4-wheel drive, there's less kind of grating feel or roughness transmitted through the steering wheel than there is in a BMW that's just got run flats on and doesn't have the same grip. So I'd probably choose an Audi. Well, I'd definitely choose an Audi over BMW, to be honest, but especially in the winter. We've got Bluetooth hands-free, Bluetooth audio streaming as well. So cruise there. We've got the here. And, you can change the display there. That's telling you what I've got on the radio, mode, telephone, your light switches on the right hand side here. Electric window switches here. Just everything nice and easy to reach. We've got heated seats. Actually, that heated seat's switched on. I thought it was a wall. Climate control, of course. Here the silly stop-start switch. So we'll knock that off straight away. Not got a decent run at this round the bend, but hopefully nothing will go in front of us and slow down. Here we go. Oh, it's still coming through there on the lights. The slowest car in the world, and obviously got the worst brakes. Couldn't stop in time for the red light. Here we go. We've got a clean run, so 50 miles an hour up here. So gearbox is fantastic. Again, we've got a nice twisty bit of road. Just load the steering up from side to side, make sure there's no knocks. Oh, nothing. Oh, it's the weighting of the car's perfect as well. It's a very, very good looking car, I've got to say. I've noticed them over the last couple of months, and John bought this, or went out and bought this while I was on holiday. It's such a lovely clean car. So we are in the fortunate position of getting to choose most cars that we retail rather than take them in part exchange. And this is another excellent one. Bumpy road this, I've got to say, but here we go. So front and rear parking sensors. We've got tailgate, of course, so plenty of room to load. There we go. Radio, that's media. That'll be playing anything that's on my iPhone at the moment, and it happens to be on days like this, so we'll give that a bit of volume. Hang on. Turn it down quickly so I don't get a copyright strike. But the sound system's brilliant in here as well. I'll show you how to pair your mobile when we get back, and also set the sat nav, play music through the system from your phone. That's about it today. The car's lovely. It's beautiful inside and out. Fantastic to drive. Full service history. I think it's all serviced from Crew Audi. Just a lovely car. I'll finish the test drive there.